Lions, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to another week's edition of Around the Diamond. Grant Wakefield, joined alongside Mike Ezekiel. We're joined first by the UNA head softball coach, Ashley Cozart. And, Coach, final week of the regular season. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Love to be here.
So let's jump right into it. It is the final week of the regular season. You guys get to play at home this weekend. Your overall thoughts going into this last weekend?
Yeah, just one game at a time. We can't overlook any opponent or, any game. You want to go through, on the weekend. But, again, just being us and take every game, every inning like it could be our last and just give it our all.
You know, the Bellarmine series on the road, it was kind of reverse Murphy's Law. Everything that could go right went right offensively, pitching-wise. But when they came here last year, I remember, I believe there was one game that went 9 innings. It was a 2-1 game. So, like you said, the ASUN, it could be competitive any given weekend.
Absolutely. The game doesn't know. That's why you play it. And so we played really well there. Our hitting was on. Lots of home runs and pitching was on as well. So we just got to bring that same mentality. Anybody can beat you at any time.
And let's say the setback last weekend up in Conway, tough weekend, but you guys able to rally for that Sunday win, and that was a marathon game. Take us through that one.
That was one of the toughest, grittiest games that I've got to coach. I was so proud of my girls. And, even looking back on Saturday, 2 one-run ball games that could have went either way. And so really proud of that. Tough place to play, But that Sunday win was special, and I was really proud of the girls for getting that one.
I know it's easy for people like me and Grant to kind of look at the standings and talk about, where everybody is. Central Arkansas and EKU just slightly ahead in win percentage, but it's about dead even. North Alabama right there as well. But for you guys, I know you guys aren't looking at the standings. We were talking about that a little bit. You guys are more just focused on taking care of business yourself. How do you keep that focus with the team, and what's the message as you kind of talk through this weekend?
Yeah, the girls they set goals this year, and it was to be at the top. And so they're fighting for that. But, again, not just putting too much stake in those rankings, because I'm so proud of the work that they've done. You go back and even starting the season off, the wins that we have. I mean, our RPI is incredible. Our strength of schedule is there, and our body of work has just been great. So I'm so proud of the girls for just all season long. So we just got to finish strong.
Coach, coming up this weekend at senior weekend, you guys are going to honor your seniors' graduation. Also, since y'all will be on the road to the ASUN tournament next weekend, y'all have a graduation ceremony as a part of the festivities this weekend as well. Just talk about the senior class and the importance that they've had.
This senior class, they've just gotten it from day one. In the fall we've talked a lot about mentality and having that leadership, and they've just really taken hold of that. And what a great senior class. I'm just so proud of them, the way they've led, the example that they've set. We have a culture that we, want to obtain when kids come in here. And we want to win, but we also want to win the right way and just have that. And they've just done such a great job. A lot of things going on this weekend. We got to stay focused, but want to honor them and show them how much we love them.
That's right. Graduation will be on Friday. You'll have some graduates take the field. President Kitts will be there after Game 2 of the doubleheader to help them turn the tassel and get their degrees. And then Saturday we will have Senior Day. And, Coach, again, let's talk about the seniors a little bit. Your pitching staff, 4 of the 5 are seniors, and that's experience, especially in the circle, will pay off when you get into tournament play like that. And even in your lineup, you got 3 seniors, but the 2 we're talking to today, you got a junior and a sophomore that almost feel like seniors. Yep. I mean, what does that experience do for a team like this when you get into the postseason?
Yeah, it's huge. I don't want to think about losing some of our pitchers. That makes me nervous. But great kids have been huge arms for us, thrown some big games. And it's nice, going into the postseason that, hey, this is it for them. They're going to give it their all, and they've got that experience. They know what it's like to play in the postseason conference tournament. And I'm really excited about going in. But unbelievable senior class, just, all around, from pitching to hitting to defense. They've been a special group.
And, Coach, you guys, like I've mentioned, have wrapped up at home this weekend, 15-2 at home this year. And what's the couple of walk-offs scattered through there as well? But what's kind of the feeling when you get to go in and you get to play at home?
Yeah, just being comfortable, confident, and that's when we're at our best as a team. And so we do definitely love playing at home. We love our home crowd and our community and just the feeling of that. And so I'm glad we're ending it, the regular season at home.
Well, Cozy, as we wrap up this segment with you, introduce us to our next 2 guests today.
Yeah, so 2 great ones. We've got Briley Dover and Holly Merritt. Briley, everybody knows her. She's played just about every position this year. Great kid from right down the street. I do want to shout out to Holly Merritt. She's been one of the best newcomer we've ever had. You can look at her numbers, 14 home runs, just unbelievable year for us. I always say as transfers, sometimes it takes a kid some time to adjust, settle in. And, you look at Brooklyn Clark, who was player of the year, I think she hit like low threes, and it just took her a year. Then she was just, on a roll after that. But I'm just super proud of the year she's had. Offensively, defensively, she's just been a presence in our lineup, and she's one of those scary hitters, just like Briley. Both of them, work hard, just have that mentality. I couldn't be more proud of both of them.
That's a scary 1-2 punch indeed.
Yes, it is.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time here on Around the Diamond this week. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
It's UNA head coach Ashley Cozart. Coming up next, we talk to those two players, Briley Dover and Holly Merritt, next here on Around the Diamond. Back on Around the Diamond, this is the Wednesday edition. Grant Wakefield, Mike Ezekiel here with you. You're now joined by Briley Dover and Holly Merritt from the UNA softball team, and thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So let's jump right in. We kind of mentioned it last weekend of the regular season for you guys, senior weekend coming up. What's kind of the feeling going around that locker room coming into the weekend?
We have a really good feeling. I think we're super excited to celebrate our seniors. I think we've put a lot into that just because the senior class has been so special to us, so it's going to be super fun.
Yeah, I would just second that. Only being here for 1 year and getting to be around these seniors, like they've made such an impact, not only on me, but just their presence on the field and as teammates. It's just been an amazing experience to be with them, and I'm just very excited to get the chance to love on them a little bit and show them how much we love them.
We got a lot of power sitting right here in between you and I, Grant, and 25 combined home runs with these two. And Holly, I want to start with you and talk about your hitting approach. Obviously, you have the 14 home runs, but what impressed me more is your player of the week that you had at Ole Miss and with Austin Peay. The Ole Miss game, you went 3 for 3 with 3 singles, and it seemed like that you were just kind of hitting to pass the bat. I think I heard you say that. Just talk about what your approach has been this season and how maybe that's changed a little bit.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, I was kind of on a hot streak, and I was really going for the long ball a lot. And, you know, towards the middle of the season, I had some injuries and stuff, and I had to take a little bit of time off from hitting extra that I normally do. And we've just been getting back into that and stopped trying to go up there with the mindset, oh, I'm going to hit a home run every time, or I can't say that, or I'm just going to, you know, we didn't want me to think so much about hitting the home run and just more about everything staying connected, being on time, and just hitting hard line drives. Because if you hit the ball hard, it's going to go. Yeah. And so that's really what I was thinking about, especially for that week against Ole Miss and Austin Peay, was stop trying to hit home runs. it's not going to happen if I want it to happen. It'll happen whenever it comes. And just really trying to stay short, hit line drives, hit the ball back up the middle, and yeah.
Very good.
And Briley, you've played, like Coach Cozart mentioned, you've played all over the field all year long and all your career too. But you've been a constant bat in the lineup as well. You've got several home runs on the year. Kind of walk us through your approach at the plate.
Yeah, so I think I try to treat every at bat kind of just in its own category, and not let like the lows or the highs kind of carry over, and just like kind of try to start like 0-0. Like every at bat's a new opportunity, and nothing in the last at bat can change the at bat you're having. But I think that we have so many good hitters in our lineup, and our lineup is just unreal, with people who can hit home runs, that get hot at certain times. So it's just a lot of times trying to get on base, so someone can get up and score me, and then just trying to hit behind people too. Given's done absolutely unbelievable, so just trying to kind of connect with her and continue to hit after her.
Talked a lot about the hitting. Grant alluded to the fielding. You know, your freshman year, Briley, this is your third year, but your freshman year started at third base, moved over to short. You played some second, and not afraid to play anywhere. With Holly Merritt kind of holding down first base, you've kind of got the other three kind of open at times. Rank them 1 to 3 in order of most difficult or favorite to least difficult and favorite.
Okay, I think most difficult, probably overall, I would say short, just because you got some different stuff going on, a little bit harder of a throw, and then I would say third because of the bunt and then just the hot shot like on the corner, and then I would say second.
There you go. What's your favorite one?
I think my favorite one is probably short.
And why short? Just because of the challenge it provides to you?
Yes, and I think that also gives an opportunity to be super vocal and just kind of in between people and able to talk a lot as well.
That's a fantastic answer. Holly, if you could play any other position other than first base, what would it be?
I used to pitch a little bit, so I think I'd like to
Okay.
pitch again.
I wonder if Cozart's hearing that right now.
Yeah, I'd probably pitch. I've thought about being a catcher before. Maybe outfield. Probably the most realistic one would probably be outfield.
I can see that.
And Holly, we kind of were talking off camera, but this is your first time that we've got to interview you this year, and we usually ask all of our newcomers this question: what made you choose North Alabama, and why UNA?
Yeah, so whenever I entered the portal, Coach Cozart was the first person to reach out to me, and whenever I came here on my visit, it had a very homey feel to it. You know, I wanted kind of a smaller school, and that's what this is, but it's big enough, and I really love the facility, and then really just the people here were great. And, you know, Cozy really just sold the place to me. She really made a good pitch, and I just loved everything about it here, and it's a lot closer to home than Miami was. So I had the chance to go home on the weekends if I wanted to, and I got to live in a house with someone that I've known for my whole life, Kaylee, and I would say that, yeah, I just really fell in love with the place whenever I came here.
Yeah, Kaylee, your high school teammate, and Holly, you've certainly fit in so well here at North Alabama. We're glad you're here, and we're glad that you felt at home. And Briley, we'll end with you. Kind of the same question. You've been here 3 years. You're kind of from this area a little bit, just across the state line. But you know, what about UNA makes it so special to you?
Absolutely the people. I think there's people here who make me better every single day, and just continued to help me develop as a person, and my best friends are here, so it's been awesome.
That's awesome. We're excited and glad to have both of y'all, and we'll wrap up with this weekend versus Bellarmine coming up. 2 games on Friday, 1 game on Saturday. Briley, you can start first. What's it going to take to get a series win?
I think we need to hit the ball. So I think we're a high-powered offense at times, and so when we went to Bellarmine, that was probably our best hitting weekend. So I hope that we can carry that over and just hit the ball hard and make things happen and have a lot of energy and just kind of the support for senior day and just channel that into love and work hard to get wins.
Ollie?
I would say the same thing. We just, you know, offense has to be a little bit better. We have to be able to get the big timely hits that we were kind of missing at Central Arc. But we need to play loose but kind of play with an edge on us because, you know, there is kind of a lot at stake this weekend, and I feel like we should play like that, like play knowing that we are the best team in the ASUN and, kind of play with more of a chip on our shoulder than what we did at Central Arc. And again, back to the seniors, just really love on them and play for them, because I know I've said it before, but a lot of us get the chance to come back and play again, but they don't. So play every game like it could be their last and play to keep them on the field one more time. And I think if we just keep that mindset, then we'll be good.
We appreciate y'all joining us once again this week in UNA softball at home. 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock on Friday. Graduation ceremony is after game 2, and then senior day festivities will kick off before the game on Saturday. That's scheduled for 1 o'clock as well. Thank y'all for joining us, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
So that's Briley Dover and Holly Merritt. Mike, thank you for joining me as well today. And when we come back, we'll have Chase Glover and UNA baseball. We'll slide in Jab Pragniak, Nash Rippon in the house. This is Around the Diamond. We welcome you back to Around the Diamond. Grant Wakefield, Chase Glover slides in now. We're joined now by UNA left fielder Nash Rippon. And Nash, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So walk us through. You guys get to come play home this weekend against Bellarmine, but a sweep of EKU last weekend. How did that feel?
Yeah, that was big. That was big, with the standings. We kind of needed to get that, stay a couple games ahead of Lipscomb. Yeah, no, that was big. And we just, came out, did our thing. It was pretty good.
Well, you were pretty much a catalyst this past weekend. 5 home runs in the weekend, 2 in the final game, and then also the first Grand Slam of the year. You want to tell me about that one? I mean, why did you guys wait until you were off TV to hit the Grand Slam?
I don't know. I guess you got to take that up with EKU's media budget. I don't know. But, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, honestly, I didn't realize it was the first Grand Slam of the year until I saw your tweet. I figured Dylan or somebody had a couple already. But, yeah, no, that was big. That was big. It was awesome. Felt, great. Yeah.
You've always been a really big ball hitter. You've hit the ball really well from last year to this year. Last year was your first season at North Alabama. But just take us over the offseason. What was the work that you did? Who did you work with primarily to just launch you into now the Division I record holder for single-season home runs, and then now potentially on the way to the next home run breaking point, the record breaker?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, last year, had some big hits, but like on a consistent basis, just wasn't all the way there. Not where I wanted to be and where the coaches needed me to be. So, over the off season, really got it in with Coach Patton, and we refined some things, got some things down where I could be a little more consistent, but like a little bit more contact, but still let the power play. A lot of like really hone in like the zone and work on adjustability, stuff like that.
Because I want to add to it as well. Like, you're nearly the 1-to-1 ratio for strikeouts and walks. The way you're watching the ball this season has been totally different from last season. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, that's a big thing. I think if you kind of look at the game, I think anybody that's more of a more of a power guy, you want that ratio
Yeah.
pretty close. I think that's big. You know, you're not really going up there looking for walks, but I mean, you're kind of just looking for your pitch, and if you don't get it, you're not swinging.
Right.
You know. And I think a big thing is like not letting staying dug in on what you want, like not letting what he's doing or what the umpire's calling really contest that.
Right.
I think it's gonna sound kind of, especially for more of an older baseball crowd, it's gonna sound a little out there, but like really being okay with like if you go down looking on a good pitch, okay.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Like kind of so be it. Because like if you go up there trying to cover everything, like and trying to not strike out, like to just put everything, you're gonna strike out
Right.
way more than, and that's a lot what I was doing last year, was just going up there trying to like not strike out, and by doing that you're gonna chase more, you're gonna expand the zone, and that's what's gonna cause that K rate to go up, I think.
Right.
And now let's go back to last weekend. You came into the weekend, you tied and took the lead, broke the Division I record for home runs over the course of the weekend. Was that kind of sitting in the back of your mind over the course of the weekend, or did you find out afterwards, after the game, when you had broke it?
No, actually, I kind of didn't really know where I was at. I thought Dylan still had a couple more than I did, and he came up after the second one and was like, "Dude, congrats! Like you broke it or whatever." I was like, "Oh, dude, I didn't even realize," you know. Yeah. But no, it was a super cool feeling. Obviously, you know, like anytime you can do something like that, that's awesome. Yeah. It's kind of a funny thing. The guy that has like the all-time one actually like works with my dad, and like I've known him since I was
really?
like younger. Yeah. Well, he coached at Calhoun and Decatur. They live in Decatur.
Okay.
So yeah, I know Coach Burns pretty well.
yeah.
So I guess him and Dad have been talking about it at work or whatever.
Oh, wow.
about that.
I actually had
I
no
had
clue about that one.
either.
I was about to say, that's really cool. So is he like potentially coming up to games or anything anytime soon to maybe like protect his, like give you that, hey, I'm here, like watch out kind of a thing?
I don't know about all that. I'm really not trying to like worry about it too much, but no, it was kind of funny. He was at one of our fall games one.
Okay.
Yeah, he I guess he was coming through and he popped in, and I didn't realize who it was at first. I heard this like random, because you know he's up in the parking lot left.
Right.
Stands weren't built yet, so he's just like kind of up there yelling. I was like, this guy, and I went up there. I was like, oh, what's up, coach? Like, how's it going, man? But no, he's a great guy.
Well, not only can you absolutely just nuke some bombs on the field, how about some plays on the defensive side? We've seen plenty of times where you're just climbing Mike's Mountain over there in left field, just up the wall. Just talk to us about that, how you can cover the whole range of left field.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously a lot of work. You know, like growing up playing, I was a catcher.
Okay.
And Coach Putman moved me to outfield pretty much when I got to Wallace, outfield and first. So it's basically just been 4 years of really trying to like not look like somebody who you're just like sticking out in the outfield, trying to actually look like an outfielder, to be honest. Like just trying to look smoother.
Yeah.
You know.
Love it.
But yeah, I mean, we get a lot of reps off the wall out there, you know, and like being the left fielder, like I kind of have to make it like a priority. Like I can't let and I'm gonna say this. Who knows what's gonna happen this weekend? Hope I don't make any mistakes. But you know, just really trying to like make sure that like it's our home park. Like that's where I play. Like I've got to kind of know how it works and what balls are gonna hit, what balls aren't. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, because you played extremely well off the wall and everything. This is just more of a statement. This isn't a question, but you played it well off the wall, like where you've even gotten guys out at second because you're just playing the ball so well out there in left field. So
I appreciate it.
Well, let's go from a team side real quick. You guys are at 67 home runs,
67
correct?
now.
67 home runs on the year. What's been the difference in power from last year to this year?
I mean, obviously, like we got some big additions. You know, Will and Dylan, obviously huge addition. Santoyo, huge addition. It's just like, I mean, like I think our lineup just it's very versatile. It's very we can do a lot of different things. Like we can execute small ball, we can move guys over, we can get guys on. You know, we hit like Westmoreland. I mean, he gets like 4 hits a game. It feels like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's built, and I think we've got like a good chunk of our power guys like right there in the middle. Oh, forgot Sheffield.
Yeah.
Huge addition.
Yeah.
Forgot about him. but yeah, I think like like anytime you have like a bunch of power guys like right there, like
Yeah.
you're gonna make a mistake to somebody.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like what that's like. I think that's why it's kind of like pretty close because like
Yeah.
and I was thinking this like yesterday. Everybody's talking about like the regular stuff. Like it's pretty easy when the guy's like pretty much like fighting for his life to get the guys in front of me out and the guys behind me out.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna make steak to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's just the biggest part. Like we have a lot of guys that like when they get it, they don't miss it. You
Right.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll add to that kind of point from last year to this year. Last year was a lot of if you and PD didn't go, like sometimes the team kind of faltered a little bit. But this season, you got weapons 1 through 9 everywhere. How easy is it for you now to kind of just play your game instead of having to put all that weight on your shoulders to be the big driver in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like definitely something, I struggled with last year. Not to like that, but like I think PD managed it much better than I did. But yeah, and Matt. But yeah, I think this year it's definitely easier, and honestly, just not really worrying about it.
Yeah.
Like I think that's like a big thing. Is just like like I think regardless of it, like you go play your game
Right.
and being like not saying like you don't worry about what the situation is, but like I think you just stay in your bubble, you do your thing at the plate, and then whatever the result is, you just trust your process. But I definitely think like having that 1 through 9, it definitely makes the job a lot easier because like I said before, like when I get up there after he just like went through Westy, PD, Dylan, like he like like if I was a pitcher, I would be like, geez, another one. And then if he doesn't, and then after me, he's got Will, he's got West,
Yeah.
Toyo,
Yeah.
Sheffield. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a pitcher, like.
Talking about all those guys through the lineup, you guys have now, you and Dylan Coleman have earned the names Crash and Nash. Nash, I don't know if you guys have seen that much.
I've been meaning to ask you. I don't know what that means. Like,
Yeah,
I was
well,
kinda,
we
I was
kinda
kind of
came up
wondering.
with it. We were like, man, both of these guys are like the home run leaders. They're going after this record. Like, they are just absolutely wrecking the ball all season long. Actually, Mike Ezekiel came up with Nash from like the Nashville Predators. It's spelled
Okay.
with a G.
Okay,
So that's where
okay.
he came from you. And then
Okay.
for Dylan Coleman, Crash. And now I've come up with the third one for Wes Walker, and that's the distant cousin, Whacked. Crash, Nash, and Whacked now because he's got 11 home runs. It's the first time in school history
He's gonna
that
love that.
that 3 guys have double-digit home runs on the season. At first, it was since 2000 for 2 guys. Now it's 3. It's never been done before.
Wow.
Like, let's just talk about that. 3 guys with double-digit home runs this season. Just kind of what do y'all attribute that to and the level of play that y'all are at? And this is only through 43 games. Like, oh, my gosh, we have
Yeah.
so much more to play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was gonna say like 3 guys with double digits. I mean, what were PD and Will at? Like 7 and 6, something like that. Like,
Yeah, exactly 7
I
and
mean,
6.
I don't know if you guys remember last year. PD caught fire the
He
last
did.
like
Yeah,
2
he did.
weeks.
Yeah.
And he was saying all year, like, but dude, I like just can't, because he was hitting like 380, 360 all year, but then he'd joke around and be like, yeah, dude, I just can't hit homers, and then he hit like 5 the last week.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it was the big
Dude,
Central
he
Arkansas
was.
week.
Yeah, it was
They
like,
had like
yeah.
2 or 3.
He was like, shut up, dude. Like, dude, you hit homers. Stop it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, we still got a lot to go. It could be more by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's pretty crazy. I think a lot of it goes in, like, I think we have the best. I think we got some of the best staffs in the country.
Yeah, come on.
Patty, like, he works with us a lot, and he knows, like, he's really good about, like, he's really good about not being, like, all right, this worked for this guy, I'm going to do it, like, with the next guy. Like, he knows, like, how a guy moves, how, like, what is going to, like, be able to, like, max out his power and also his, contact rate.
Right.
I think Coach Prack, he runs our offense really well. He looks for certain times where, like, all right, we'll move a guy over for this. Maybe we'll take this guy. He's looking a little wild. We'll draw a walk. We'll, do different stuff to
Right.
fire up the offense. And shout out Coach Carp, getting us
Come on.
Yeah.
getting us big in the weight room. I think that's a big thing. And to Wes, man, like all the credit to him in the world. Like, I mean, I don't know, like the amount of work he did. Like, he was pretty much inactive from like summer till couldn't throw, couldn't really swing all summer and all like fall, and he just took that time to just absolutely just get freaking shredded. I don't know if you guys have seen him lately, but
I know
kids.
we haven't had
Yeah.
any
We
walk-offs. I
haven't-
know like jerseys have come off
Sure,
lately,
yeah,
so I haven't
yeah.
really seen any of
Yeah.
those. But
Yeah, no, I mean, it's unbelievable how much he's like just really the work he's put in over the weekend's paying off. You know, I mean, he's got
Yeah.
11.
yeah.
Yeah. And we'll kind of wrap up with this, Nash. But going into the weekend, kind of what's the feeling around the team, and what's kind of Coach Brackniak telling you guys going into this Bellarmine weekend?
Yeah, I think a little bit similar situation from the first time we played them. You know, we're coming off a sweep. We were feeling good. Didn't have a midweek, and I think we got a little bit laxed. Not that we looked past them at all, but I think we kind of weren't all the way locked in. I think a big part of this week is like that just can't happen again. You know, we've got to stay dialed in, stay locked in on the process and everything, and like go out and play our game.
Yep.
And not. I think that's pretty much been like the coach's message and the vibe. It's like we're dialed in. We want to stay winning, stay ahead, and we can't let ourselves. We can't beat ourselves basically.
Right.
You know.
So, Nash, we appreciate you joining us today,
Yeah,
and
thanks for having me.
we best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
So that's UNA left fielder Nash Rippon. Coming up next, UNA head coach Jad Prackniak slides in here on Around the Diamond.
This is Around the Diamond. I'm Chase Glover. That's Grant Wakefield. We got UNA head baseball coach Jad Prackniak. Coach, it's always good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, I'll start off with this. Me and Grant kind of dove into some numbers this past weekend. February, you had 6 wins. March, you had 6 wins. And then the month of April, you nearly combined for that with 11 wins, 11-4 record in April. Kind of what went on? There weren't many showers, so I guess all good things for you guys?
Sure. That's good. Yeah, good stack grab by you guys. One of the things coming into the year, I did feel like we would play better as the year went on, and I think that's playing out. And I still think we have a chance to continue to get better, and that's that's the goal pushing into May here. But it was a good April for us for sure.
And on top of that, you guys were 8-0 on the road in the month of April as well. How important was it to go on the road and 2 road ASUN sweeps as well?
Sure. That's a really big one, and I think historically for us, playing on the road has been a challenge for a couple different reasons. But even early this year, I know we got off to a slow start on the road. I think it was one of those deals where we got a little bit of momentum on the road, and I think you could see some of that confidence. And we obviously love playing at home, but it's good to know that like if we do our thing on the road, we have the ability to string some together on the road. And I think even the way our team travels this year, the way we're set up, some of the road ballparks we play in, I think our offense does a good job in some of those ballparks.
Right, Coach, let's take it back to this past week. You were 4-0, a win over Tennessee Tech, a sweep over Eastern Kentucky. Just kind of talk to us about all the good things that happened this past week.
Yeah, I think throughout the week you saw a little bit of everything. I think we had some good moments on the mound. I think we made some big plays defensively, and I think the offense overall was probably the most consistent piece. And the same, I think, as I mentioned before, I just think our group on the road if the wind's pushing out a little bit, we have some guys that can drive the baseball, and if the park shrinks up a little bit, I think we're well equipped to handle that. And I think you see how quickly a game can change with one swing, and I think we've been fortunate to be on that side. And even 3 of those wins, I would say, were highly competitive games where the game was in the balance in the 7th inning and on. And I think we were fortunate to have some things go our way and then cash in late to get some wins in those games.
And Coach, we kind of talked with Nash about the offense. How big has it been? 67 home runs on the year. You guys are really barreling up the baseball.
We are, and I think again the underlying thing is just trying to drive the ball, and even the concept of hit as many doubles as possible. But I think you're seeing the return on that is some of those balls are obviously getting over the fence, and I don't think the approach is just trying to hit home runs. I think guys are being selective and getting pitches to drive, and I think that's the byproduct is, we're getting base runners with some walks, and we're getting some singles and doubles, and then when guys make certain pitches in certain zones, we have guys that can cash in and get the ball over the fence, and it has been, certainly for the last month plus, a big part of our offense.
Coach, you just said some of the baseballs are getting over. It feels like a lot of the baseballs are getting over the fence. I'll say that 67 on the year, as Grant just alluded to. But I texted Coach Patton during that last game. I was like, really? You're going to do all this on the day you guys are off TV? Were there any maybe celebrations, some high fives after the game with that one, after breaking the record and just the big day you had?
I think guys are having a good – I mean, they're enjoying it, having fun with it, but it's really nothing over the top. And I think – and I mean this in a good way, is like you end up expecting it. It's part of the offense, so it's guys aren't shocked if certain guys get into a pitch, and I think it's just part of what we do right now. So it's guys are enjoying it, having fun with it, but I think there isn't a shock value to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think they're on to the next task, and I think that's really important for us too. To home runs are helping us win games, but it's just making sure we continue to do everything that's required on the field.
Right.
And again, home runs hopefully stay part of it. But we still got to be good at everything else that goes into a baseball game.
And I'll kind of add this as well. 11 wins in the month of April. How well is that going to help you guys as you're going down the end stretch here into the ASUN tournament?
It's big, and even some of that road success, whether it's a true road game or a neutral site game, like for us to have this season be complete, like we're going to have to do really well away from our field. So I think just the fact that we've had success in some different environments, hopefully we can lean on that a little bit. But I do think we have a confident group right now, and I want to stay with that. But it's the same, like having that hunger to go with it and understand why we've had some success, and just making sure we don't take any days off with it.
Right.
And Coach, just going on the pitching side for a bit as well. Gavin Oswald broke the single-season wins total this weekend as well, 5 1/3 on Friday night, striking out 5. How big was he on Friday night?
He was awesome, and he came in. I think the first pitch he threw was a base hit. That was a runner on second. They actually took the lead, so I think they went up 6-5. And then Gavin threw 84 pitches after that and didn't give up another hit. He filled up the zone and got some punch-outs along the way, but to get a wins record coming out of the bullpen, like obviously that speaks to him pitching in leverage spots, and we've used him, shorter stints, 1 or 2 innings, but a lot of it's been longer stints out of the bullpen. So we almost view him as like a second starter on a Friday where we can get length out of him. And it's a combo. He has good stuff, but also like his personality. I think he likes being in those tight game environments on a Friday or any day of the week. But he's been really good for us, and obviously getting 6 wins out of the bullpen, and we still got 3 weekends left. It's a big deal.
Well, we mentioned Oswald. I got to go back a little bit to the offense again and back to our deep dive in the stats. Wes Walker the past 2 months was hitting around that 280 mark, and in the month of April, he was hitting over 330. Coach, just talk to us about Wes Walker and what he's been doing as the season's gone on.
Yeah, I think Wes has been steady throughout the year. And like any baseball season, there might be some hot streaks in there and then some other ones where things don't go your way for a bit. But he has been really steady throughout the year, and I think right now he's on a really good hot streak. And I think what has been impressive, I know when he hits it far, like there's some effort behind it, but it almost looks easy to him right now of just, I don't think he's trying to do too much. There's a simplicity to his swing from the left side and from the right side. And he's able to generate power with a pretty smooth swing, and I think that's when he's at his best. And even some of the outs he was making leading up to this hot stretch, I thought he was on the barrel a lot and just not getting rewarded for things. So it's the numbers piece for him. I could feel that, that average climbing and the home run number climbing, just because he's been on the barrel so much the last month of the season.
Right.
And let's talk about another guy in your lineup, Caden Sheffield. He had a massive week last week as well. How important was he to you guys' 4 wins?
Yeah, he was critical. And obviously, Caden, earlier in the year, he was kind of an everyday guy for us leading up to conference play. And we shook some things up, and a new opportunity presented itself. And Caden was, he's ready for that new opportunity. And messaging to the team, and that's, as you've seen throughout the year, other guys have stepped up. And Caden's one of those guys that his season wasn't finished after the first 20 games. And it's, again, he spent some time waiting for his next opportunity, but he was ready to run with it. and basically all the good things that we saw from Caden in the fall in the preseason. I think he's settling into the season now, which kind of like a bonus. It's almost like a mid-season bonus of getting production from Caden right now.
Coach, you alluded to the shaking up that you've done, the moving around of players, and I just want to talk about some of that, like how you've gotten the most out of guys like Will Millard, who's played right field at points, Wes Walker, who is in right field, who's supposed to be a catcher, Wes Moreland, who's played middle infield, Bryant Loving, who's gotten out there. Just talk to us about how you've moved all the pieces around and gotten the most out of them.
I think early in the year, some of it was intentional, just to get guys reps and for us to kind of get a feel for the identity of the team. And then some other things popped up with injuries and just out of necessity, moving guys around. I think guys have done a really good job of adapting. And it's a good reminder for me of just if you get versatile baseball players or guys that are willing to be versatile, it's a big deal. You know what I mean? It gives you a chance to move guys in and out, and you can play matchups, you can go offense, you can go defense. And even going back to, we've had some health things pop up where at one point in the fall we had 21 guys taking BP, and on the road at EKU we had 14 guys taking BP. So just we've kind of weathered a storm on some of the injury stuff. And it's good that we've had some of this depth, but it's, we're leaning into that depth now, and it's, hopefully we can stay healthy moving forward.
Right.
So.
And Coach, we talk about it each and every week, but you guys still sit in first place of the ASUN Gold Division. How much is that weighing in with 9 games left, or is it kind of just the next game up mentality?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. So that next game up, it's if you get too far down the road, you lose sight of what's right in front of you. But at the same time, we understand the setup of our tournament, the value of the 1 seed. So it's, we understand the importance of it, and you could almost view the next 9 games as postseason games because it arranges you better for that tournament. And with that it's, step 1 is to qualify the tournament.
Right.
We still have to do that. We still have to punch our ticket, and we're going to have to win some more games to get the invite to go down. But we're also aware of the value of staying towards the top of the conference and giving ourselves a chance going into the last weekend.
Coach, before you can get to the last weekend, you got to get through this weekend. So Bellarmine at home. I've also heard the magic number is 16 for you guys to clinch and get a spot in the ASUN tournament. What do you guys need to do this weekend?
Winning a series. This message has been consistent. It's just to win on any given weekend is you have to play well is the bottom line, and it's teams on the weekends. It's rarely they're going to give you anything, so you're going to have to earn victories, and it'll be the same with Bellarmine. They bring in a really good offense here, and we're going to have to pitch well and defend, and we're going to have to keep up with them. But we'll have to earn everything we get this weekend, and it starts with Friday, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Thank you for joining us today, and you can catch the UNA team at home this weekend, 7 o'clock on Friday night, 2:30 on Saturday, 1 o'clock on Sunday, all at the Mike. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So that'll do it for this week's edition of Around the Diamond. For Grant Wakefield, Chase Glover, Mike Ezekiel, who joined me earlier, Coach Pagnac, thanks for joining us again. Have a great week, and Roar Lions.